just ahead.
Yeah, we can feel the emotion here. We're going to move on now to this Hulk Hogan case, which turned out to be a major, could be a landmark case. He is on camera for the first time since the jury awarded him $140 million in his case against the website Gawker. It could send ripples throughout the media world. And ABC's Lindsay Janis brings us that exclusive interview. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. I sat down with the former wrestler in his hometown of Clearwater. He spoke candidly about his battle with Gawker, telling me he could have settled this out of court, but taking a stand was more important.
Well, they picked the wrong guy this time.
Fighting talk from a pro, Hulk Hogan, whose real name is Terry Bollea, sitting down with ABC News after his crushing courtroom victory, telling us he was willing to do whatever it took to take down Gawker.
I knew we were doing what was right, and even if we would have lost, it would have been good because everybody would have known what Gawker was all about, because I exposed them and what they do and how they look at the world, which to me is very, very scary.
Hogan describing what it was like to face his foes in court. Gawker's former editor-in-chief, A.J. Delario.
His arrogance and his answers backed up his attitude and his beliefs. It scared me, you know, but not as much as Nick Denton, because he's the puppet master.
And Gawker media founder Nick Denton.
About the middle of the trial, I walk in the men's room, and it's me and Nick Denton by ourselves in the restroom with nobody. And my first thought was, what if he just falls down and holds his neck or something? The second thought was, if this was WrestleMania and he was in the ring with me, it was just me and him, wouldn't it be fun?
But Gawker didn't go down without a fight, showing the jury interviews Hogan did in October 2012.
You come off like a stud. Honest to God, are you kidding me? Do you think you come off bad in that tape?
Just days after they posted the sex tape involving him and the wife of his best friend at the time, Bubba Clem.
But their point is, if you're talking about that tape, then you can't be that embarrassed.
Well, talking about it's a lot different than having somebody illegally post the tape when you're seen naked in front of 7 million people. I will be naked forever, you know, until my children's children die because of the internet.
Hogan says he still hasn't watched the tape himself.
You haven't seen the tape that Gawker posted to this day.
I was in a situation where I had to look and identify myself on a player, and I walked away from it. I would never watch the tape.
And despite suggestions he knew he was being filmed?
Do you maintain you did not know?
No, I did
you were
not
recorded?
No.
You feel like you were set up by your friends?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He says the hardest part of the whole ordeal?
I had to tell my kids, and that was tough.
How did Brooke and Nick take it?
Whew, they've been through a lot, and they were very understanding. They love their dad. And I kind of like gave them the Reader's Digest version, you know, of what happened. Gracefully, they let me live.
What about your critics out there who say you're not a very sympathetic victim here? You slept with another man's wife, you were still married.
I don't agree with any of the stuff I did. I mean, like I said, I can make a million excuses for it. I'm accountable. I did that. Fun to talk about. It's very embarrassing. It's not who I am. The only thing I can say is I pray to God that people can learn from my mistake, because I sure did. I sure learned.
For him, he says the case was never about money. And his longtime attorney, David Houston, telling us it was never about the First Amendment.
This had nothing to do with political speech, freedom of ideas, freedom of words. It had to do with invading Terry Bollea's privacy for the most base of reasons, which was greed.
The plaintiff proved that the video was posted in such a manner as to outrage or cause mental suffering, shame, or humiliation to a person of ordinary sensibilities. Yes.
Hogan telling us he was overcome with emotion when he realized they won.
When I knew they checked yes, I just did this crazy involuntary snort like a 900-pound pig. And as I tried to not snort again, just water just came pouring out of my eyes. I just started shaking. And
so you were emotional because you felt that people finally believed you.
When the verdict came in and the people, the jury of my peers says we believe you, it just, you know, The world is round. I told you. It was just really great.
Gawker says it is confident it will win this case on appeal, pointing out that jurors were not allowed to know that other courts had sided with it before this trial even began, and also pointing out they didn't get to hear from a key witness, that former friend, Bubba Clem.